I guess FDA, I gotta say that out loud, I guess. I don't know. All right, so I'm gonna show you what the pull plan looks like. I'll explain. I'm not sure, maybe not everyone has gone through this little exercise. I know once you have, but this is the bar schedule here, that you get for this part of this particular job. So it starts on March 24th and proceeds till June 6th or so. So it's, somewhere around, looks like 12 weeks total. And the idea behind pull planning, it's part of this concept of, lean construction. And the way this is usually done, the way the big companies do it, is they get, 100 people in a big conference room or with sticky notes all over the walls. It takes a long time. And basically what they mean is a couple things. One, you start from the end of the job, and work your way backward. And you're basically involving the people that are actually doing the value added work. That's a lean term for, the work that people get paid for. And that's you guys. And having your involvement and your feedback and your engagement on when things happen. And I think, I'm a lean guy. I was at Durflex up in East Hartford for 25 years or more. I own part of the company. I sold it. We did a lot of lean there. So I've been working with ORNL now 4 years or more, maybe 3 years, 3.5 years, something like that. And I think this is about our 5th or 6th pull plan. And what I'm really understanding is, like in lean, there's 8 ways. Defects, overproduction, waiting, non-essential processing, transport, inventory, motion, and unused employee brain power. And I think the one that I really want to focus on, and I think the one that really matters, is the waste of waiting. And the way we think about it in lean construction is people waiting on work or work waiting on people. And eliminating as much of that waiting as possible. So people waiting on work, work waiting on people. All right, so I digress a little bit. So back to this phase of the Gaylord. Again, I think Pat's calling me. Let me see what's up. Hold on 1 second. He's supposed to be here. He's the star of the show. Hold on. Yeah, Pat, I gotta let you in. I didn't see him. I'm sorry. I think I gotta send Pat the invitation. Or can you forward to him, Bob? Would you mind forwarding Pat the invitation? And by the way, Bob Lewis is on here because I think we had probably our most successful pull plan all the way through, start to finish, on the last Venus. We kind of went the whole weeks. But again, we want to make it where it makes sense for little guys, because again, like you guys, you don't have 100 people laying around waiting to do something, so we have to make
Bob,
it.
I sent it to him.
Okay, thank you. So anyway, back to we have 11 weeks, and this is basically the bar schedule that I've already kind of laid out just to save a little bit of time. And if you notice at the top here, let me blow this up so you can see it easily.
Thank you.
Yeah, right. I'm in the same boat. So each of you there's a color here. Who's here from IBC? I'm sorry, I want to add that. Is that Josh?
Yeah.
It's Josh, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, let me get that on there. Okay, Josh, hold on. On the, I just put it right on the magnet, on the sticky note. I don't know how I missed that one. I think I got everybody else, right? Yeah. So anyway, so each trade, the way this works is it has their own color, right? And the idea is that this thing is a living and breathing document that kind of lasts throughout the duration of the job. In the trailer, I think ORNL, Pat and Bob and Tom, they just bought these little projectors that are like wireless and then go right on the wall in the trailer. But the idea is to have really good visibility throughout the job of what everybody's doing. Instead of just, I know I got to be in there for 5 days, get my work done. And the idea too is to try to compress the schedule so people aren't waiting on work and work isn't waiting on people. Because I think, if you look at, the statistics nationally, 50 or 55% of the time in a construction project is all just waiting. People waiting on work or work waiting on people. So what I was hoping we can do, and I know we got some really good veterans here, is to kind of take a look at this schedule as is. And basically all I did was I just took all the tasks that are on the bar schedule, on the Gantt chart, and I just placed them into the week of the start along with the duration. And I'll show you what I mean by that. I got to make it big again for us old guys. So largely all that is off the bar chart with the durations on there. So for example, electrical roughs, would start on in the week of the 17th, and it would go 15 days. And now one of the things that maybe I could turn over to Bob Lewis, but one of the things we found in our Venus was it may not make sense, let me go back, for Albright to be on the job 15. It doesn't happen, right? It might be 3 days here, 4 days here. So we might take that task and break it up into 3 days, 6 days, 4 days, whatever, right? Just so it makes sense. So what I was hoping we can do, and Pat just joined us, is kind of take a look at each. You see there's quite a bit of space there in those 11 weeks. This is just, this is just the bar schedule, laid out onto the weeks. So they're very visible. The other thing that we've learned and that we like to do is over the course of the job, you see down the bottom, it says pull update down here in the white bag, the white sticky notes there. All that means is, can we come back together and look at the rest of the job and see if we're still good? Or do we need to shuffle the deck again? So I just put those down, I think at week, just arbitrarily, we can change it, but week 5 and week 8, where we'll just do exactly this. Come back on, what's left of the schedule? Are we still good? The other thing we're doing is measuring. Part of this whole planning process is to measure how well we hit our commitments, like keeping score a little bit in terms of, and we're going to try to do that through this one, just to see if we can get better at it. And again, all we're thinking about is how do we eliminate the waste of waiting, people waiting on work, or work waiting on people? Either one. Okay? Pat, you want to take over, or am I doing all right?
You're doing good, Bill. You're
The
doing
big boss
real
is
good.
here, so I gotta straighten up. All right, so impressions, guys. What are your thoughts? Particularly, guys have been around.
I can speak for the Sirocco. I was planning on being there on Monday, the 18th to do all this work anyway. So not a lot of demolition for us, and the install, I should better blow it out next week of the 17th.
Yeah, that's what we have here. So 9 straight days you'll be on.
Yeah, it won't take me 9 days. I'll be there most of next week, but it won't take a full 9 days.
So do you want to change this, Tom, to something different?
Oh, I want to go out there. I want to go out there either today or tomorrow. I got to look at something because there's an exhaust fan in phase 4 that I need to look at how we're going to exit through the exterior wall with that fan. It's a little 70 exhaust fan, green heck fan that we have. We have the fan, but I need to look at what's the termination we need to exit out the wall with. Is it going to be just a brick vent, or is it going to be an actual 6-inch round wall cap?
Okay. All right. So
I need to look at that with Pat to see what that wall construction looks like, because I never was able to get into there.
Okay, so that'll give you a better idea of exactly the duration, right? Once you know, and then maybe it would make sense for us to change that 9 days to something else.
Right.
Whatever works. And then we kind of just, and then we can kind of realign these. I could see on this whole. Thank you so much for that, Tom. For getting everybody started, because that's exactly what we're after. Is that kind of constraints too? What are the constraints that would prevent you from starting? And we want to try to get those out of the way. You can see that week 6 and 7, most of the bar chart is all there, right? We got, most of the work is happening there, and is there anything that we can move one way or the other? I mean, and try not to everybody talk at once, okay?
I don't think Tess, do you have any, I don't think he has plumbing in this phase.
I don't think he does either, Pat.
I have
'Cause we
plumbing
got-
roughs on the bar chart at, starting on
Yeah.
page 6. That's on the bar chart.
Yeah, I don't,
Jeff's on, right? Yeah, I saw Jeff.
Yeah, I'm on. When you say that, is that little corner piece that's left? Pat? Can you pull up the face that we're doing? Can you show the drawing?
yeah, phase 4, I don't think there's no plumbing for you there.
Just pull up the drawing if you
Can you
can.
give me the drawing? I can share my screen. If you can pull up the drawing, you can share the screen. I'll make you the host, whoever can do it, Tom or Pat.
Can you pull it up, Tom, or no?
Yep.
I'm gonna make you the host.
Yeah, you gotta make me the host so I can do that. Phil.
Diane. Tom Lucas. You're now the co-host of the show.
The co-host.
Ed McMahon.
Ed McMahon.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop sharing so you can share. This is a lot better than having to drive somewhere, isn't it? So nice.
You guys can't see my screen, can you?
Not yet.
Bear with me a second. Here you go.
Go look at the drawings.
Bingo.
You
Good.
see it now?
Yep.
All right. So you can see the drawing?
Yep.
All right. So if you can see my cursor, we're in this area right here. Jeff, I think you're right. I don't think, we got the nurse station, linen cart, we got the equipment storage room over here. And Tom, this is the area where the exhaust fan's going in. You want to see how you're going to exit
Right,
out this wall, correct?
yes, equipment storage, yep. So
Yep,
I-
okay. All right.
Through the exterior wall, yes.
All right. And I think, Jeff, you're going to be phase 5 when we get down in this lower area.
Yeah, when do you think phase 5? Because I really have nothing in that section. So.
Phase 5, we're starting the beginning of June,
Okay.
around June 3rd, give or take. So, and that's only
I
about
have all the fixtures.
okay.
I'm good with that.
Okay. All right.
Do you need me? You good with me or no?
Well, if you don't mind, Jeff, you're one of the best subs we have. So if you don't mind, if you want to sit through it and kind of just get your eyes on it, and if
It's
not,
fine.
yeah.
No, it's fine. I'll stay.
All right.
All right. So
All right, Bill, let me
got-
stop sharing so you can.
Yep.
All right. You should be
now-
good.
thank you.
Hey, you're welcome.
And again, that's on the bar schedule, and it shouldn't, obviously it shouldn't be on there for this phase. So basically we're just gonna go back and I'm just gonna take the 2 plumbing off, right? Plumbing finishes and plumbing roughs off.
Yeah, for phase 4.
Yeah.
So is the equipment storage room right now completely open to us to work in, to hang that fan?
Well, the room doesn't get demoed. It just, the door changes. That's it. But you
But
can
it's
get
not-
in there.
You can get in there. Yeah.
So it's not
It's empty.
occupied though?
It's occupied
It's
by
empty.
Pat.
It's empty.
Okay, all right. So we can get in there and hang the fan and then look at what we're gonna do for
No,
discharge.
I'm not in there anymore. It's empty.
All right.
Okay.
So that's part of your containment area that when I saw you put up that temp wall, right?
No,
Oh, it's not.
The
It's
other
a-
thing I
it's-
noticed,
It's a separate room though with a door, right? Yeah,
It is a separate room with a door. Yep.
okay, all right. So if we're
I
in there
noticed
making
that-
noise, we're not gonna bother the nurses and all the people that are running around.
Nope.
I noticed on the bar schedule also, the 50% DPH review at week 6 and then another week 7.
Yeah, we can take that off, Bill. We'll have 100% DPH inspection at the end of phase 5.
At the end of phase 5. Okay,
Yep,
so
when
nothing
we're all
here.
done. No, nothing in this phase.
Right. So right now, Hasbro, is Hasbro on the call? You guys, they're probably out demolitioning things.
Yeah, Hasbro probably got another couple of days and then they're done.
Okay. So, Bob's on, Albright's on, right? Or no?
I don't see Bob on.
Yeah, so they're due to start also, along with, Tom and Scotty on the week of the 17th. And then is there anything else we can adjust here? Again, it seems like, there's a lot of action in the middle. I don't know, what are your guys' thoughts?
Can you zoom in a little bit, Bill?
Sure.
So yeah, I mean, Pat, you can correct me if I'm wrong. You got demo going on, and once that can complete, Sirocco will be doing their stuff. You got electrical roughs along with framing and drywall, which is a lot of the stuff going on there at first. And that's probably the week of the 17th into the 24th.
Well, the duration of the electrical is probably gonna go right to the end.
Right to the end. Yeah, like it usually does.
That's gonna go to the end of the phase. Then you got a couple of days for framing, a couple of days for sheetrock. And then the majority of it is casework.
Then you got taping,
And I think Josh is on, that's gonna start on the 9 days there. I think that's just gonna get banged out too. Framing and drywall
Yeah.
on the next week.
and then taping. Yep.
Josh is on, right? You can,
Bill and Pat, I think we should probably do like we did on the last phases and maybe coordinate with the demo and get started a little earlier to give the
Yeah.
electrical rough a little bit of a head start in that.
He's laying it out now. He's
Okay.
laying it out. The demo's
Yeah.
done where he's laying out. Where you have a little bit of framing, it's all demo. It's done.
Okay, so I'll get
Ned-
material
Ned-
there. We'll get that up before.
Yeah, he needs material. We have a little material here, but he's laying it out. We're laying it out right now. So if you
Josh, is
bring
there any-
material, you start framing it.
I mean, today's Wednesday, right? Good Friday, you're probably shut down, right? So
We're
it's
shut
still
down
probably
on Friday.
Yeah, so
Josh, it's still probably next Monday then? I mean, somewhere around then?
Yeah.
yeah, we'll get started. I'll get the material there probably first thing Monday. He's got some doors to do from the existing phase, but I don't see why we couldn't get moving Monday. Pretty big.
And would that be straight 9 days?
I'd like to say no, but waiting on the electrical rough, it's hard to tell. I gotta have the walls up before I can hang, and then I need at least 2.5 days to tape for my tape to dry, so it'll be close.
Let me get that in there then, okay? Electrical. So you're waiting on the framing. Oh, one minute. What's the constraint? What do you have to wait on? I'm sorry.
I don't know if it's a constraint, just kind of flow of the job. If I get framing and I get most of my walls up, he has to electrical rough, but whatever. There's not a whole lot of framing in this space, but he still probably has stuff in those walls. And then I can drywall after him, but that's a couple-day gap.
So we got the electrical bill, and then, there's an in-wall inspection too, before we can close it up if there's electrical in there.
Yep.
So when will this inspection would be next week too?
Probably not.
I'm not sure. I would say probably the following Monday.
Let me get that on there.
I would say, right, Pat?
Yeah, you could put it. That's,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's,
It all depends on the manpower too.
I know.
Josh. If there's gonna
And that's
be
electrical
men here,
Electrical
what he could
inspection?
do-
electrical,
what he could do-
yeah, electrical
What he
inspection.
could do is frame it. He could frame it, let the electrician catch up behind him, and he can go back on doors or something like that. I don't know who you're sending here. So
So I put it in, that's a white sticky because that, anything white is an
That's
ORL
fine.
task.
That's fine.
All right, good. And I don't know if red thread's on, I didn't see.
Need to install a placement for the air balancer to go in there and balance all this stuff, this phase 4 and phase 3, I believe.
Yeah, well, that air balance is gonna have to be in after the ceiling grid is in, correct?
Right after my RGD, so you have me doing the finished RGDs, there's only like 10 of them, I believe, on week, where's, I can't see it down there, it was the
Actually, let me move it for you.
5/8. So after 5/8, that week right there, the RGDs are done, then I can bring the balancer in there, he can balance everything.
So the week of 5/15?
Yep.
All right, we'll do air balancing on the
Air
week of
balancing?
the 15th, Bill. Yeah. Air balancing for phase 3 and phase 4.
Yes.
And Jeff, what's the duration on that? About,
Probably 2 days.
Jeff,
Thinking 2 days?
Jeff?
Yeah, 2 days, 2 days, Bill.
Yeah, I'm looking for them to respond.
2 days is fine, 2 days is fine.
Perfect. What else? This is a pretty
Where
simple
do you-
one.
Where's painting here? Painting starting the week of May 1st. Millwork the following week.
I think Jay's on, right? I think I saw Jay.
Michael,
Yeah, we already talked.
All right.
That's just straight 7 days.
yeah, that's what we got.
All right.
Anything else?
So now, if I'm bringing back the air balancer on the 15th, what's the status of the med room in phase 3?
I don't
Because
have an
never-
answer for it.
I never finished the last two. There's a supply and exhaust grill for that fan coil that never got done because I was waiting to find out what happened with the fan coil.
And I still don't have an answer, Tom. Bob Hall's out on vacation this week, so I don't have an answer for you. So I hope to have that on Monday.
Let me get that down. So what answer do you need?
So if the existing fan coil in the med room in phase 3, if they're gonna reuse that fan coil and just fix it, I guess, maybe I can finish the supply and return plenum off of that and put the grill and tie it into the registers and my part's done. If you're gonna replace the fan coil with a brand new fan coil, then again, I can't do anything. I never got an answer on what's going on with that.
I put it
neither.
on it as a white task.
Because, I'd give an ad to replace the fan coil, but then I don't know if Gaylord is gonna take care of it themselves. I have no idea what's going on. And I know that if I purchased that fan coil, the lead time was, it was
4 to
weeks-
6.
Weeks, yeah.
Yep.
Because there's nothing on stock anymore anywhere.
I'm just gonna get Sirocco on here, so we know.
You can relabel that, Bill. If you can, instead of room 3, if you just put meds room, well, I'll know what that is.
Bedroom,
Meds room. Yep. Capital MEDS room.
thank you, Tom.
Mhm.
So that's an answer he needs. Okay. Anything else?
And honestly, guys, all this is a kind of a snapshot. Everybody out in the job doing their work knows what needs to get done. This is just an organized snapshot. So, at any point you can ask Pat, hey, what's going on the week of, 5/1? And if we need to rearrange it, we can, but it just kind of gives everyone a snapshot of what's getting done around them, a visual image, even though we already know. It's not to point anything out that's not getting done. It just, makes everybody aware of, what's going on around them. And I think collectively, it is a help for everyone.
And the idea too is, like there's a thing called 4-week look ahead or 5-week look ahead that we use in pole planning. And the idea there is that we're always looking at next week, and we're looking at 4 weeks down the road, and anything 4 weeks down the road that might be in danger, or jeopardy or risk, we address that. So when I was telling you about what Pat's doing with the projector and having it on the job site, and and the people that are actually doing the value added work being able to keep know what's happening at any one time, we're looking 4 weeks down the road too to try to mitigate any risk there too. And again, what the money shot here is, try to eliminate as much people waiting on work and work waiting on people. I think this is a really good, simple job too, like just to get in, because I know we're going to do more complex, as as we keep going down the road here. So this is a really good one, I think, to kind of get all the process down. And I'm looking for you guys' feedback. You guys have been around forever. The guys on this call, in terms of, what you've been doing for R&L, and yeah, is anything else we can shuffle?
I think right now, Bill, it's not really a long duration project.
Yeah.
But
let me ask this question. Bob Lewis, because he did go through a really good one at our Venus. Any tasks that are over, 10, 15 days, I don't know if Bob's still on, if you want to just like, for example, one might be electrical finishes and trim 15 days. Is that going to go, breaking that into smaller tasks, where some tasks would happen this week, a couple more might happen the next week. And I think, maybe Bob can enlighten me on that. No pun intended.
Yeah. No, I did find in that last job that I had done this with, there were some that were listed out for like 45 days. However, that was their entire scope of work, whereas it could have been broken up into smaller things like the rough duct work on the north side of the space, something just a little bit more exact, because it was too general. And other trades, well, what's happening with this? And I couldn't really give a direct answer because it was laid out as a long duration. So it's, it was kind of hard for the subs on the job site to plan what they had to do, or, hey, I needed to run some wires to this area so that you have power for what you're going to install. It would make it a little easier. So when it gets longer, like Bill just said, 15, 20 days, okay, Pat's area on this job is like a small area, but if you had a lot of like med rooms, all right, maybe med rooms 1 through 10, we're going to rough in the electric, sort of break it up, as opposed to saying it's going to take, 30 days to do rough electric. It just helps everybody in the long run. So that way, other people, if the plumber needs to get into some of these rooms at the same time, they know. Whereas, okay, they can't get into those rooms during that period. They may jump into rooms, 11 through 15 to do their work, so that they can go back to the first 10 rooms to do the work when the electrician's out. It's helpful if everybody sees that, and if the durations are more kind of not too general and not too specific, but enough so that everybody can understand where everybody's going to be. That's kind of what I found at that last job.
Yep. Well said. So one thought, just based on what Bob just said, I'll send you guys a PDF version of what you're looking at right here. And if you don't mind, just get your mind on it, because basically, again, we're just trying to understand what could be happening simultaneously, if what everybody else is doing at any particular time. And then also, if there's anything that you would, we would break up, just like Bob just said, we're going to get this, we'll make it more specific, in other words.
That's a good idea.
So I'll get that off to you, and the recording too of this thing. We just want to try to get better at it. You know, I think we're building our own pole plan. And I think the way the rest of the world does it, I think is for the big guys, you know, the Turners and we're, you know, we want to make it where it's easy for you guys. And we really rely on your, you know, your expertise. I appreciate, you know, everything you give us here.
All right.
Any other thoughts? Anybody want to do a benediction?
I think you said it, Bill.
Tom, Pat, anything?
No, we're good. Everybody will get a 3-week. They'll know what's going on too. Tomorrow will be a 3-week going on.
I mean, so one of the things, you know, obviously you guys are, you know, the best of the best. We have been measuring, like if you tell us, and the same thing with the OR&L task too. You know, the supers are, you know, we have a metric where we're measuring commitments. Like in other words, if we say we'll be able to do it in 2 days, can we do it in 2 days? And you know, so, and I think that's important because again, we want to try to compress the schedule. The more we can compress the schedule, the less waiting there is, the more money you can make. You know, you don't have people going back to work, going back to the job, extending the job. Anyway. So if there's nothing else, appreciate the input. And Jeff, thanks for staying on, dude. Appreciate it. Anything you want to do the prayer in the end? I gotta unmute you.
All right.
All right, guys.
I think that's a wrap.
Thanks,
Thanks a
guys.
lot, Bill.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
You guys soon.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.